I've watched the first episode of Love Between Fairy and Devil, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't know what I just watched. Hi, I'm Monique. I am the host of Off by Purple Heart podcast, where I talk to you about K-dramas, C-dramas, BTS, and basically whatever else I want to talk about. Today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about my first impressions of the C-drama Love Between Fairy and Devil. Yeah, this was interesting. So this show came in a lot of recommendations for those that have enjoyed Love Like the Galaxy. If you don't know, on my channel I previously have uploaded several episodes about falling in love with Love Like the Galaxy, starring my girl Xiao, and I am still chronicling my reaction to that show. I will most likely have a podcast out with my full review shortly. But this show was also recommended quite a bit. It's also pretty popular. And I said, you know what? I thought initially that Love Like a Galaxy was going to have more fantasy elements. It just turned out to be more entrenched in historical wartime-based storytelling. So this one definitely has more of a fantasy tilt to it. So I said, you know what? Let me give this a shot. And wow, that was an interesting first episode. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a synopsis. I'm going to read the synopsis from Vicky and get into some of the chaotic thoughts I had about this show. So, the fearsome Lord Devil, Dongfang Qingqiang, which is played by Wang, once wrought under chaos in the realm of gods, defeating entire clans and vanquishing all of his foes at the head of his fearsome demon army. One of the young women from the defeated army is reborn as a fairy named Xiao, and that's played by Esther many thousands years later. Lord Devil has long since been cursed and imprisoned in a magical tower and has remained there for thousands of years. But when, due to a mishap, Xiao unwittingly sets him free, he thinks he's able to escape. He believes that all he needs to do is sacrifice Xiao and he'll be free to unleash chaos again and conquer the known world. There's a twist, however. In the process of setting him free, some bizarre magic appears to have taken place, and the two have swapped bodies. Suddenly, the fearsome Lord Devil is trapped inside the body of a puny female fairy, and Xiao finds herself in possession of superhuman strength. If anyone learns what has happened, he assures her they will both be done for. But as they search for a way to undo the spell, love begins to cast its own magic spell. So, I'm going to start off with the effects on this show. I'll be honest, the effects are making me laugh. I understand that for some fantasy productions, there is going to be a hard time acquiring a lot of money, so not everything is gonna look like straight out of like Marvel Studios, and Marvel Studios isn't even like the pinnacle of, you know, FX, right? Like obviously you're dealing with smaller production companies for a lot of these dramas, but I'm gonna tell you, like, some of the CGI really was taking me out. Like I couldn't take it seriously. I'm sorry, there were some like battle scenes between, I guess, the fairies and whatever is going on in this underworld that was really funny. The lead actress, she seems really cute and really sweet in this role in the beginning when we're introduced to the fairy part, but her childlike voice was also kind of taking me out, and I was like, what's going on here? I do like that her job is like a storekeeper, as she describes herself, that they're in this realm and there's this tree that has leaves that are essentially books of destinies for a lot of the subjects in this realm, and that she looks after that and is able to kind of give people their destiny storybooks. I thought that was kind of neat detail. Some of the costuming is kind of cool. There is a crush that she has that's introduced in the first episode. Lord, is it Cheng? I'm not too sure, but I know that he has like these ice pieces that are like around his head, and it's like he has an armor built out of ice and these really intricate like white robes, and he seemed kind of a meanie. He seemed kind of cruel to her, and she's really adoring of him. There's a scene where she actually has her fairy friends, and she's counting on them to give her some strength and courage because she has to take this major exam that's going to open her up to, I guess, some more powers. I'll be honest, I was confused. I was kind of distracted during this episode a little bit. The voice was really taking me out. And the friends seem kind of cool. There's one friend that I don't know if the translation's accurate, but literally her friend's name is Creeper, which I thought was awesome. I think that's such an amazing name to give a character. And yeah, the show definitely picked up once the fairy met the devil, for sure. And then when they swapped bodies at the end of the episode, that was when I kind of perked up, because her voice immediately changed, her demeanor immediately changed, her cadence, the way she walked changed, and her voice got significantly deeper and more sinister, and I was like, there. I like that. I like that. And Dylan Wang, having played the devil and being body snatched with this fairy, and his voice is like super high pitched. He's like, what's going on? I was like, okay, this is kind of entertaining. This is kind of interesting. So I think I'm going to give it another episode to judge. I actually really do like the body swapping element twist a lot more than I thought. And I like the idea that the female lead that we're introduced to that seems really puny, really childlike, like hilariously childlike, and just like super high pitched, and then she turns into the villain early on. I think that in itself is going to be interesting, and I kind of want to see if I can actually start to see what is the big draw for this show, because I know that it's hugely popular, but I gotta be honest, that first episode for me personally, no offense, was a little rough, just a tiny bit rough. But I am also intrigued. I was a lot more positive in my first impression and reaction to Love Like the Galaxy, but I do remember saying in that podcast episode that, yeah, I can't really see myself watching like 56 episodes of this. And I had to eat my own words very quickly, because I ended up watching a lot more than that. And now I am close to completing that show and giving like a full impassioned review of it. And I really liked Xiao Lisa in it, but I like Xiao Lisa in general anyways. So I might be a little harsh in judging this show, and it might just get significantly better. Obviously, it's only the first episode. It just has to cover the ground of the storyline. It has to cover who the characters are, the motivations, kind of set the stage for this high fantasy. And I can be forgiving towards special effects if they're a little on the cheesy side, if there is an intriguing plot that can rise up from above that. So it might be that case here. But yeah, it was a little cheesy for me, a little rough, and I can't say that because I am so above watching fantasy or anything like that, or that I cannot watch anything with, you know, graphics that are a little dated or anything like that. Like, believe you me, I've watched a lot of fantasy, and I've watched a lot of productions where it's like the production was given like maybe $5 and a pizza voucher, and the costumes were like straight out of Party City. So this show was significantly better as far as the effects and costuming than some of the worst sci-fi I've seen. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'm making it sound really horrendous when it's not at all. But yeah, I am going to give it another shot, and I'll update you. I probably will end up having to eat my words again. I'm okay with admitting when I'm wrong. Trust me, I have I can do that, so I'll give it another shot. But that is my initial first impressions of Love Between Fairy and Devil. And yeah, stay tuned and see if I end up actually really liking the show and wanting to delve into it more. I also have some episodes on the back burner, some K-dramas I've delved into. At the time of filming this, will have already posted my thoughts about the K-drama Castaway Diva, and I would have already posted about My Demon. These are two really hot K-dramas that are out right now. And I also gave a podcast episode review of Twinkling Watermelon, like a full detailed review about that, if you want to check that out as well. So that will be it for this episode, and I hope that you enjoyed somewhat of my chaotic review of this show. And if you're definitely a lover of C-dramas and you want to see more from me, then you should definitely stay tuned, because I will definitely be reviewing a lot more C-dramas. And I've had some recommendations that have been in the back of my mind that were asked for me to check out by a couple of viewers on the YouTube side of things that I'll have to check out. But it's just, you know, time, man. I need the time. There's just so much to watch right now. If you are watching this via YouTube, I thank you. I appreciate you. Please share. And if you're listening via Spotify, as I always say, you're a real one. I really appreciate you as well. Till the next episode. Bye.